What's going on, guys? Welcome back to WWE Network and Chill, where I, Graham, G.S. and Matthews, break down all the original content you watch on the WWE Network and on Peacock, and today we're talking the April 3rd, 2021 edition of Talking Smack. Every time I log into my WWE Network account at this point, I half expect it to be gone. Like, honestly, I fully expect it to be gone, actually. I think the last date is tomorrow, maybe? Either tomorrow or the 6th, or something like that. Definitely before WrestleMania. I know the Hall of Fame is on Peacock on Tuesday, so my network account, I've been very fortunate in that I paid for my network account. My billing cycle was supposed to end on like the 10th, so I've gotten it this entire time since they started cutting off people's accounts. I've been watching all the shows on the network because I'm not so far impressed with the layout of Peacock. I've mentioned that before. I'm wondering if I should just cut out the WWE Network part of my intro there, because everything I watch going forward will be on Peacock and not on the network. But there are those of you that don't live here in the States where all of this stuff currently resides on the network. So I'll probably just keep it in. And as I've said before, I am not renaming the title of this show to Peacock and Chill. It's not nearly as cool. So I'm keeping it WWE Network and Chill, even though my network account is going away very, very soon. But I thought this was a pretty good episode of Talking Smack. Heyman, one of the first things that Paul Heyman said to Kayla Braxton to kick off the episode, they opened the episode with their usual bickering. And then Heyman turns to Kayla, "Are you going to ESPN? I heard they'll hire anyone these days." Obviously, giving a bit of a nod to Charlie Caruso. And I don't think he would say that stuff because he made a comment about Charlie like a week or two ago. He did it again here. I don't think he would do that unless she either knew about it or they were on good terms. Because from what Charlie said, she wasn't fired. She just left on her own terms. Her contract expired. She re-signed with ESPN for like a full-time deal or whatever. So I don't think it was a shoot comment and Heyman shooting on Charlie. I can kind of see that after one mention a week or two ago. Now it just seems too coincidental. But anyway, they quickly recap the ending to the show on Friday that saw Daniel Bryan knock off Jey Uso in the street fight main event. And I noticed that the episode was longer than usual this week. It was like 29 minutes. And it was pretty long last week, too. Usually Talking Smack and Raw Talk are like 25 minutes. So I'm like, why is it so long? But then I realized they just padded up a lot of the time with fucking previews for like WrestleMania, for Raw on Monday, for COVID vaccinations and shit like that. All good stuff. But I'm like, oh my God, do we really need the fucking commercials for a 25-minute show? It's ridiculous. But they quickly showed a preview of Sami Zayn's documentary, and I was going to skip past this like I did with the other shit, but I didn't actually, because I enjoyed it the first time on SmackDown, so I was willing to sit through it again on Talking Smack. It was that entertaining. It was the saving grace of that segment on Friday night. And they welcome on Sami Zayn, who goes off on Heyman, who brings up Heyman's comments about how Heyman said that Sami Zayn was a prick, and he was trying to cause a divide, even more of a divide than there already was between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So he brought up that stuff, and he said, hey, listen, Kevin Owens has got to be in on this too. Because why else would he be poking and prodding me and attacking me at every turn? I brought 23 million new eyeballs to the documentary into SmackDown this week via Logan Paul, which he did not. If anything, I'm sure the rating went down. If it went up, I'm sure it wasn't 23 million people. That would be incredible. Sami Zayn would be the new WWE champion if he was able to bring 23 million new people to watch SmackDown because of Logan Paul. But he does promise that his documentary is coming soon, and that was when Kayla sent him off saying, oh, I got word in my ear that, we got to let you go, Sammy, blah, blah, blah. The next two people they welcome on are Natalya and Tamina. Good fucking Lord. Natalya is trying out this new tough girl gimmick. She's had every gimmick under the sun. Even Seth Rollins, later on in the show, has done a variety of gimmicks. Good guy Rollins, tough guy Rollins, Messiah Rollins, now just goofy Rollins. But all of those incarnations of his character have been entertaining. Natalya is not entertaining. That's the problem. So she goes off here about beating Shayna Baszler, how it felt good to beat her, one half of the women's tag team champions, in 30 seconds, which was terrible. But then she goes off on this tangent, off on this rant, about how WrestleMania is all about the women and complains about not being on the card. And then she says that, oh, what are you waiting for, Kayla? The Directive? Me and Tamina are the Directive. Don't tell me that's their tag team name, the Directive. I'm sure it's not their tag team name, but It was just weird. And then she called Kayla a bitch, which was obviously bleeped out. This was just, it felt way too forced, and she's just not convincing. Natalya is just not convincing. As a face, she's annoying. As a heel, she's better because she's annoying, but as like a tough girl, whatever, as putting on the tough guy persona, it doesn't exactly work. With her, it doesn't exactly work. So Heyman, I thought, was fucking great here. He pulls her in with the mic, and he goes, listen, I love you both. I do. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sitting here, and I've texted you girls at like 3 a.m. and stuff like that. It's time to cut the shit. That's what he said to Natalya, and they bleeped it out, but he said, it's time to cut the shit and stop bitching and moaning about not being on the WrestleMania card. The best thing that you can do to get on the WrestleMania card is eliminate all the competition. Eliminate all the other women in the SmackDown Women's division. If knocking on and knocking down Vince's door and stretching him doesn't get you anywhere, start eliminating the competition. Then they'll have no choice but to put you on WrestleMania. And that's what you're going to have to do. Now get your asses to WrestleMania. Tamina in the background gets all pissed, and she got pretty pissed when Heyman brought up their fathers, both of whom have since passed on. Natalya in 2018, Tamina in 2017. And he was like, oh, I can only imagine what Jimmy would do, what your father would do if he was still around, if he saw you in this kind of state. Honestly, I'm not really sure what Jimmy would do, given his track record. I'm not really sure what Jimmy Snuka would do if he was still around and saw Tamina jobbing out on SmackDown. But at any rate, she gets really pissed and then goes up to him, and I'm like, oh, is she going to say, is she going to go off on a rant, whatever? And she just goes, okay, which was weird, so that sucked. They welcome on Rollins, who Kayla calls an Easter egg with that jacket that he was wearing, which I thought was hilarious. And she made reference to how he escaped Cesaro on SmackDown this week, and Rollins took exception to that. He says that Cesaro is a formidable opponent, and that he's not underestimating him. But you got to look at his own WrestleMania record here. I mean, this is the same man that had the heist of the century in 2015. The same man that defeated Triple H at WrestleMania in 2017, had back-to-back Shield victories in 2013, 2014, won the Intercontinental Championship, slayed the Beast in 2019. He's had a pretty successful WrestleMania resume, and a lot of those matches were quite good as well. So Kayla asked him a question about being embarrassed by Cesaro week after week, and that was when Rollins went off. And he said, listen, Cesaro has never had the spotlight because he's not on my level. And there's only so much that you can say about his potential. That's not going to get you anywhere. I am the potential. I am the guy right now in WWE that everyone else measures themselves up against. I am going to over-deliver at WrestleMania, as they always will, and Cesaro will be another stepping stone in the career of Seth Rollins. So I thought that was fantastic. A good episode here. The stuff with Natalya and Tamina took it down a notch. Their shit was terrible. I just don't care. I just don't care about them at all. Heyman's speech towards them was good. Rollins was great, and Sami Zayn was very entertaining. His shit is growing on me. I've always enjoyed Sami Zayn, but his shtick lately has been better than it's ever been up to this point, in my opinion. I'm loving the documentary stuff. I thought what we got on SmackDown this week, shockingly, even with the involvement of Logan Paul, was pretty good. So yeah, check out the April 3rd, 2021 edition of Talking Smack right now on the WWE Network and Peacock. I apologize for the review going up a lot later than usual. I mean, it was earlier than last week, which went up on fucking Sunday, but or the last couple of weeks, actually. It's gone up on Sunday quite a bit lately. But I'm hoping to keep it on Saturdays. They upload these episodes of Talking Smack later to Peacock and the network now. Today it went up at like 2 p.m. or some shit. It used to go up at 10 a.m. and I would watch it, I would review it, put up the video later on in the day. That might change now, so I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to keep trying to put these videos and these reviews up on Saturday, but that could change in the foreseeable future. But thank you guys, as always, for checking out these videos. I appreciate it. Be sure to like the video, drop a comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Hit the bell button to be notified every time a new video goes up. We have a lot of content on tap for WrestleMania week. In addition to all the reviews, I have yet to watch the WWE Icons episode on Beth Phoenix. I should be able to do so tomorrow. So when I do, that review will either be up tomorrow or on Monday. But we got Falcon and Winter Soldier reviews. We got hashtag AskGSM, WrestleRant radio excerpts with WrestleMania predictions. A new day of review is going up either tomorrow or Monday based on Fastlane. I'm going to have a review of The Untold featuring Mick Foley and Edge, recapping their feud from 15 years ago. The documentary comes out tomorrow. My video review will probably be up at some point soon after in the next couple of days. And and a bunch of new interviews coming this week as well. I've already recorded a bunch that have yet to be uploaded here to the channel, and they will very, very soon. So you're going to want to subscribe and not miss a video. Have a very great week, guys. Enjoy WrestleMania week coming up. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.